done there, we've taped on this step now, we've taped the ends to make sure that the grout doesn't fall down below. I'll show what we've done there. We've taped on this step now, we've taped the ends to make sure that the grout doesn't fall down below.
If you look at this now, we've got the blower going. The reason we got the blower going is because we want to wash all the water out. Now it all looks dry, and you can see, watch this, look. And I just want to explain this. Every time when people blame the grout, it's because there's water in the joints. You've got to get the water out. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm just going over with a sponge, so it's just that little bit damp on the top, and that's so important because you want it to be damp so the water slides over the top, but not running in water. Just want a little bit, just moist. There's hardly anything in there at all. And that's going to make sure that the slurry moves across the paving easier. Look, there it is. Look at it. Look at it inside. Have a look inside. This is a slurry, okay? This is a slurry. The idea about a slurry grout is that you pour it on like that. It's as simple as that. And the other thing is that you localise it using one of these. I know that it looks horrific, but really, it is really easy, honest. It's easy. Well, I'm going to grab my coffee while I talk to you. So, if you look at this area here, you can actually see there is not so much grout actually on the slab, okay? And the reason for that is that we've forced it down. We've taken it from the bucket in this case, and we forced it in the joints. But the thing is that you've got to remember is, this is not a normal grout like bal or mapai. This is a slurry grout. If you look at this area over here now, you can see where we've poured the grout. Come and have a look. And you can see all over, everything is actually covered. And the idea with a slurry grout is that it gets down into the joints, fills the old void up where the grout needs to go into, okay? Fills the voids up and gets down in those little nooks and crannies and those voids that you haven't laid, you haven't filled up when you're laying the paving, okay? It's so important that with a slurry grout, it gets all the way down. That's why you pour it on. But I've showed you two methods here now. One by forcing it in, which is hard work in itself. Yes, we did use less grout, but then the grout doesn't get down so far. I can guarantee that this patio is going to work. Is that a better method? It's up to you. You make your own choices. Well, there you are. This was this method. And as you can see, it's clean and absolutely perfect. Now, the fact is, not everybody's going to have one of these. This is the Raimondi Pedalo system. Okay, you've got to make sure that you put it in. Always make sure you clean your water. You put it in like this. Squeeze it out. Make sure all the water's out. Because as soon as you start adding more water to there, you're diluting the consistency, the ingredients of your grout. Now look from here now, you can actually see again. You can see it just go the one way and look how it comes off. So easy. Now, there are other systems like this wash boy, but that means you've got to get down on your hands. And if you're doing a lot of patios, this is what you want to be using. There we are. Eloy, ¿cuánto tiempo? How long is it taken to do this todo?
We are talking about 30 meters square, 2 hours and a half.
32 meters square in 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours, we've done all this. Have a look now. Eloy, you can walk on here now because we can clean it.
let me just explain what we're doing here. We're just looking for little, where there's probably a little gap, like we've got a little bit there, we've put some in there, we've put some in there. We'll let that dry a little bit now. We are in the sun. You've got to think about the climate conditions and how it can affect what you're doing. Remember, only do what you can actually manage, okay? So if you look at this area now, look down, Eloy, look, show our viewers how clean looking this is. All right, I got a footprint when I am walking over it because I'm checking it now at the moment. Come over here now, just come and have a look at this area here. So, Eloy, come here. Let me just show our viewers here. Look, come very close, close up on that one. Let's just show our viewers. Now what we're going to do, we're going to put a little bit in there, in that little hole, because it's so important that we get it exactly right. There you are. We'll clean that up in a minute. And there's another little hole just there. What you don't want with those little pinholes, is that you don't want the water going down into the grout. Yeah, look. So, some people are going to say that I've been doing this a lot. This is probably, I don't know, 14th patio I've using an Easygrout system. And yes, it's got its problems, but sometimes those problems that are created is because of our own responsibility. We just got to work very carefully and very gingerly about what you're doing when you're mixing up. If you feel that whole bag, that 1 kilogram bag, is too much, you can half the amounts and work with half the amounts. On this part, we used it as a slurry. On this part, we used straight from the tub. And personally, I actually reduced the amounts of water. I'm not telling you to do it, but I reduced the amounts of water, and the reason being is you get more concentration in colour then in the grout. Okay, it's not recommended, but that's me. That's up to me. That's what I'm doing. So the colour's going to be more intense. The thing is that it will change colour. It will dry lighter. There's no ifs or buts about it. But as a contractor, you need to advise your clients that that's a possibility that could happen. And when they know their expectations, it's achieving their expectations. That's the thing. Look, this is 2.5 hours, 33 square meters of paving, porcelain paving. And the beauty of the slurry, it gets right the way down in, and it's going to hold all together. You ain't going to have any grout coming out in the future. And when people are paying the money they're paying, you've got to get it right.